And continuing along with my reviews of the DC Universe Wave 4 line, today's toy spot we're going to be looking at the Unmasked Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond. And if you've seen my review, my previous review of the Masked Batman Beyond, one issue that I had, and one issue I heard was a constant with this figure, was the fact that the applied additional paint weakened the joints of the figure. I seem to fare pretty good with the Batman Beyond, so I'm hoping that the Terry McGinnis is going to be the same thing, and I'm not going to have any nasty surprises. But before we look at that figure out of the package, we'll look at the package first. We have a picture of the Masked Batman Beyond down below. A nice orange backdrop, nice orange card. Features all the characters from this wave. And the Terry McGinnis stands out really nice. Also, this is a KB Toys exclusive of the Unmasked Batman Beyond. KB's also included a variant to the Cyborg with a different arm cannon. And I'll review that when I get to the figure. On the back of the packaging, the other figures in this wave are Cyborg, Captain Atom, we've got Batman Beyond, Ares, and Wonder Woman. Collect all 5 of what so far has seemed to be a very nice wave. Collect all 5 and you can build the very impressive purple Despero. Biography: 30 years after Bruce Wayne's self-imposed retirement, Gotham City has been overrun by crime and corruption. The former Batman remains in seclusion until high school student Terry McGinnis, fleeing from the members of a street gang, winds up at his door. Together they fight off the gang members. Seeing a need for a new hero to watch over his city, Bruce Wayne assumes responsibility for training Terry to become the new Batman. Statistics: real name Terry McGinnis, occupation student, base of operations Gotham City in the year 2040, special abilities: trained in gymnastics and martial arts, high-tech batsuit augments strength and agility, fires batarangs, allows flight, electronic surveillance via fingertip microphone, and a camouflage mode that simulates invisibility. So there you have the read-up on Terry McGinnis. What we'll do is we'll get the package opened up, and hopefully we fare as well with the Unmasked Terry as what we did with the Masked Batman Beyond. The only way you'll know is you'll have to stick around, guys. Stay tuned. Alright, it's first time to do our checklist. Terry McGinnis, the unmasked version, does come with the same arm, being, of course, it's a variant to the already opened Batman Beyond. The one thing, though, and if you watched my review of the other Batman Beyond, this is the arm that came with Terry McGinnis. This is the arm that came with the Batman Beyond. I commented that there was a little bit of paint issue on the bicep, or not on the bicep, but more on the shoulder area. As you can see, there's a little bit of white that's on the shoulder. The Terry McGinnis, however, doesn't have that problem. The only thing is, though, I think you can see the Batman Beyond is a little darker in color than the Unmasked Terry McGinnis. But being that this has a paint problem, what I did was I took the arm out of what I had already assembled into the torso, and I think what I'll end up doing is I'll use this arm to go with the Sparrow. That just because then I'm not going to have that little bit of smudge paint on it. So there was some assembly required to this Despero in this review, despite the fact I already had the same arm. So I think that arm looks a little nicer. I'll end up keeping on this Despero. Moving him along, we'll look at the very nice looking Terry McGinnis. And yes, while it does share the same body, the same paint, everything else as the Batman Beyond, the fact that they've given us a unmasked Terry McGinnis as well is really nice. And so far, I haven't had any problems with parts coming off. And I'm hoping I haven't jinxed things by saying that. As you can see, though, like I said, same body, the same accessory also. He does come with the Batarang, which, as I commented in the Batman Beyond video, it would have been nice if it had been a black and red Batarang as opposed to just the silver, but it is nice that they have given us one. The other accessory, and I think the much cooler accessory that Terry McGinnis does come with, is that he comes with the mask of Batman Beyond. It's not, I mean, it is a little pliable, but obviously not to the point you could put it on him. The reason why they give it to you like this is because you can actually put the mask, into his hand. And originally when I got the figure, and as you can see in the package end of it, the mask was already into the hand. I thought originally that maybe that the mask was stuck and that you wouldn't be able to take it out. But with a little finessing, a little moving back and forth, I was able to get the mask out. So it is actually a separate accessory. But I mean, certainly to display it, you probably will want to display it with the mask in his hand. Now, in a comparison, what I'll do is I'll put Terry McGinnis here. First, give him the stand. And what I'll do is I'll bring in the Batman Beyond, just to kind of give you guys a comparison between the two. And as I've already mentioned, it's the exact same figure, right from the neck all the way down to the ankle. It's the exact same figure. The only difference is, of course, unless you're not very observant, the only difference is the Terry McGinnis head versus the Batman Beyond head. Now, some would argue the point, like, why get both figures? But I think it's always neat that you get an unmasked version of something. I mean, while I wouldn't necessarily do it with Flash, maybe if they had done a Batman similar, where you had an unmasked Batman and a masked Batman of the same figure, I think that's good reason to want to pick up these figures. I mean, you know, it's nice to get an unmasked version of something. So we'll move Batman out of the way. If you want to watch the full review of that, you can certainly just check back. I think it's only one video back. The paint is pretty good. It's starting to come off a bit on the thigh here. But it's held up pretty good. I do like the fact that they haven't put paint on the shoulder area of Batman, so that if you're moving the arm, that's not going to give you a problem, and boom, the arm's going to come right off. Hey, look who's here! My little kitten here is joining us. What's going on? And now that Artemis is out of the package, quick checklist. Sorry about that. My cat actually had stepped on my keyboard, and she activated one of the videos I was editing. So if you're wondering what that was in the background, that was my video of the Artemis that I was just editing. Where was I? Let's look at the articulation on Terry McGinnis, and I can see my kittens coming up once again. What are you doing? I'm doing a review for people on YouTube. Yeah, I gotta put you down. Gotta put you down for a second, okay? The articulation on Terry McGinnis is that he has the full articulated head. He has the ball jointed shoulder. You can rotate the bicep. You can bend at the elbow, rotate the fist. You can bend at the torso. You can. Now you see, I couldn't rotate the waist on the Batman Beyond. I have the same problem with the Terry McGinnis Unmasked figure. I'm not gonna force it too much, just in case that decides it wants to break off. But there is articulation in the waist as well. He has the back forward, left and back and forth, left and right articulation in the leg. You can rotate the thigh, but it's giving me some problem again. You can bend at the knee and bend at the foot. Overall, it's a pretty good figure, and I won't say, I don't think I would necessarily say it's better than the Batman Beyond if I bring the Batman Beyond back in. I like both figures, and I would almost give both an 8. I believe I gave the Batman Beyond an 8. I would give the Unmasked Terry McGinnis an 8 as well. Both figures are great for their own reason. First, the fact that you have the masked Batman Beyond, and the fact that you can get a unmasked Terry McGinnis as well. The one thing I said about the Batman Beyond, I will say for this figure too, when you get the figure out of the package, be a little careful with some of the joints. While I seem to have lucked out and I've fared a little better, I have heard issues of joints breaking off just because of this additional gloss paint that they've put over the entire mold. But that aside though, a great looking figure, an 8 for the Unmasked Terry McGinnis, and I'll wrap that up here. That was a Toy Spot on DC Universe Wave 4, and that was the Unmasked Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond. And stay tuned for the remaining reviews of the DC Universe Wave 4, and I'll see you guys then. Later.